Hello and welcome back to Survival Challenge. Right, as you know from the last episode, we have fully drilled in a linseed crop, which is very exciting indeed. We do need a few things though, including a roller. That is the priority before the end of September, but we do have trees to cut. So we are going to start with this one here. No faffing, of course, might as well get straight to it. The plan, of course, is to get as much wood sold so that we can purchase a roller, at least to start. We do, of course, also need a fertilizer spreader, and we will need a weeder at some point. It would be good to get a mechanical weeder because it will be probably the cheapest option for us, and we can use it straight away, so in the next month, really. That is the plan, at least. Now, something like this, I did see your feedback from the last episode, of course, and yeah, I never had much intention of doing time lapses with woodcutting because it is fairly nauseating, to say the least. When I'm doing and just kind of rambling on about things, oh, that's too heavy, then yeah, absolutely cutting the wood is fine at this point, but like I say, if I'm going to be doing any sort of time lapse, it won't be to cut any wood. But we do have to get this processed, and we do have to get a roller purchased. The other nice thing about this area is that there aren't that many trees in between sort of this field and the next. I mean, there are, but not as many as there were. Mostly they're over there, but we can always dig into this area too. Basically, I would like to make another field if possible, even that goes along beside, because then in the future we can just combine the two together. That is the ideal plan. We shall see how that kind of comes together. Oh, have these been too big as well? Oh, blimey. There we go. Right, okay, so these are going to be a bit funny. I think I've been cutting them a bit too long. Maybe if we go like there. No, that's not so bad. Let's see, how can we fit that in? Oh, that fits in alright, that. Beautiful. So, I am going to get... this bush here doesn't really help the process, does it much? Get these in there as well. I'm going to get this done off camera, as you do. And then we can sell at least enough to get a roller, because we're going to finish up September by rolling the field. We're not going to do any weeding or fertilizer or anything like that, although I do need to check. That's one thing I didn't check for, is weeders, to see what I have available. Oh, right, brilliant. That is perfect. So it's a bit slow, but it's 3 meters and we can afford it, but we probably have to use it only in the first growing stages. So right now it's technically not growing, because I always seem to have some issues. Well, I guess technically it is, but you can't see the weeds and they don't actually show up. So I'm hoping, here's to hoping, that in the next month, in October, it's still considered as the first growing stages, so that we can use the weeder. If I buy it and it doesn't work, I'll be very disappointed, because I clearly don't understand how the mechanical weeders work. Anyways, let us crack on. I'll get some wood chopped up, put into here, fill it up as much as I can, and hopefully we have enough, at least, for a roller. Alright, as you can see, we have managed to get the entirety of the tree onto the trailer with a lot of luck and a bit of engineering, and oh, we've just lost a little bit. That's fine. That's probably the best place we could have lost any sort of wood at all. Right, we'll get that in there. And at least over 1,000. Oh, nice! £2,300. No faffing about now. I love it. Okay, so, oh, hello. What we need to, come on. What we need to do is we'll take this back to the farm, and we'll get into the Massey, and we'll take it down to the shop, and we can buy ourselves a weeder. And a roller, actually. We can buy both. Alright, here we are at the shop. I don't know if they have a closing time or anything, but we at least want to get the roller. The weeder can wait. The weeder we will be able to afford in time, but the roller is the priority for today. So, even with that weight, the horsepower, we should be able to power this this roller no problem. We'll just get hooked up to it here. It's a much more reasonable size, I'd say, than the drill, at least. Because the drill definitely was a bit big, but we managed to get that to work as well. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I don't think we'll have any issues with that whatsoever. And with the money we have, we'll be able to afford a weeder no problem. And I think actually, with even just a small extra bit of wood, we should be able to afford the fertilizer spreader as well, and a bit of fert. So the plan, just as we make our way, start making our way at least back down to the farm, the plan is September we'll roll the linseed. Fantastic. But my goal for at least October, if not November, is to get one more winter crop in. Now, that seems ambitious to get another crop in, but why not? We have everything we need. We have the cultivator, we have the drill, we have the roller, we've got the seed in the drill still, we've got, and we can always buy, oh no, well we don't actually have, we need to get some more, but that's fine. We can get the, actually, what we can do is get the trailer with the John Deere and come down, sell some eco rubbish. That way we can have a trailer to bring some fert and to bring back some seed as well. So I think it's all going to work out really well. And we do have the option, I think, of drilling in wheat all the way up until November. So really, we do have some time. In the wintry months, there is a small chance. I mean, yes, I do want to progress through, but I would still like to take advantage of those wintry months by doing some sort of woodwork or something, but it will probably be a bit more quicker speed of the time and all that. We'll see when we get there, not a problem. But in the meantime, we'll make our way back to the farm. Alright, here we are. Might as well get some light on. Not very much light, but that's still some light. Lower down the roller. And off we go. Ha! No problems for the tracked 35. Absolutely fantastic. Is it working? Hang on a minute. That's a bit strange. Right, did that not roll for some reason? Yeah, let's just go back there a moment. Weird. Very strange. I might have to hit that at a slightly different angle. Let's crack on with it and just see that we are in fact rolling the rest of the field. Is that rolling? What is going on? That is a bit strange, I have to admit. I'm just going to go straight across here. I think it's working. Oh yes, it is working. Blimey, it just doesn't look like it's rolling. Just need this to update. Oh, it's bloody fertilizing. What is going on? Hang on a minute. What is going on? So this thing... Oh, I guess if you read the bloody description, you'll see. With a roller, you can improve the upper soil layer of quality of your field. Fertilize present through the house. Great. So what? That is very confusing. I've never seen... Well, I suppose it's a bit annoying because I wanted to have it rolled, but I don't think we'll be able to get it rolled. But we are fertilizing for, I want to say it's not free, but probably cheaper than if we were to use a fertilizer. That's very, very strange. That kind of explains why it doesn't show the rolling texture, although it did for half a second at the far end. That is a bit frustrating, to be honest, though. But we do get more out of fertilizing than we do out of rolling. I mean, percentage-wise. So yield bonus, it doesn't go up, does it, a bit? Oh. I suppose it would because it's fertilized. But it still says it needs rolling. Well, that's fine. I mean, I guess that's fine. I am a bit frustrated with that, because I was hoping to be able to I guess fertilize, roll the fields, but I suppose fertilizing is a good thing to do as well. That was the plan the next time, but I could have saved the £1,500 and spent it on a fertilizer and fert and got it done quicker. Well, yeah, I don't know what to do, because we don't... Oh, come on. Is that bloody thing there again? It's right in the... Yeah, it is. Ugh, get out. That's going to be annoying. I'm going to forget about that every time. When we stop moving there, that's why. It's because of that invisible thing. But it's alright. Let's see. Come on. There's no invisible things. Let's go. Right, well, at least we are fertilizing, I guess. I do feel a bit betrayed, because it's not a roller. But it's good because we're fertilizing. It's kind of a mixed emotion sort of thing, I guess you could say. Bloody Nora. Okay, well, at least we're fertilizing. So at this point, I might as well crack on with it and get it done in a nice little time lapse. So I've just seen that it says you need to fill the tool, and then it's slowed right down. What could I possibly have to fill the tool with? There was nothing filled with it in the beginning, and it's not like that's turned it into a roller or anything, so I don't really understand what that means. To fill the tool, I think that is... Right. Okay, so I'm not entirely certain what this piece of kit is, to be honest now, because at first it's just a roller. You literally can't put anything into it, so to tell me I need to fill the unfillable tool is a bit of a piss take, to be honest. So I'm really not too certain what to do. It's not like it even turns into a roller or anything once it's empty. What a... See, this is truly a challenge. I have no idea what to make of that. I've been hard done by it being not a roller in the first place. Now I'm accepting that it's a fertilizer, and I'm told that it needs to be refilled, which is absolute rubbish. So I'm going to look into this very quickly, just off camera, and see what we can get figured out, and I guess go from there. Right, well, as you can see, we are carrying on, and we are fertilizing, so I guess this thing does actually take fertilizer. As you can see, we have now fertilized. We still are not able to roll. At least in the shop, it would have been interesting if it had the option to choose it as a fertilizer, but where would the fertilizer come out and why would you need to roll it on? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit funny that. So I think what we're going to do is basically the way that I figured out that it did need fertilizer filled up. It holds 10 liters, I found, and basically through developer settings or whatever, you can check all that stuff to see what you can fill it with. And so what I'm going to do is just fill it that way, because yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. There's no way that I would spend money to fill this with fertilizer when you can't even... You can't. And it what did it come with the 10 liters? That's what's confusing. A bit confusing to be honest. So anyways, you know what, we are getting it done now. I don't know if this is something we will continue to use. I almost feel like I would rather use a fert spreader, because we'll get a much greater width out of it. And yes, we will have to pay for fertilizer, but at least we know we'll have to pay for fertilizer. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit funny that. Anyways, I guess we'll just go until it empties again, and we'll fill it up. But I think we'll do the rest of this off camera, because it is pretty much the same sort of thing, back and forth, as with everything else. But in this instance, it's just a bit frustrating, and I think we've spent too much time thinking it's a roller, is a fertilizer. What is it? What is it? What is it? We don't know. So we're going to move on from this. Basically what's going to happen is I will get this done. We're done in like a few seconds anyway, so I'm going to finish this up. I think I want to keep it, but I'm also very tempted to return it to the shop. We will lose a bit of value on it, but I don't know. I wanted a roller and it's not a bloody roller, so I might even look into proper roller. We won't get this field rolled, unfortunately, but perhaps I can look into a different roller for the next field that we drill, and then that money can go towards a proper fertilizer spreader and a proper roller. So we will look at that in the future, but for now we'll get this done off camera, and we'll see you in October. Good morning and welcome to a beautiful October morning. Absolutely stunning looking day. As you can see in front of us, our linseed is coming along very nice. It does say it still needs rolling. Honestly, still a bit hard done by that, but we've also got weeds in, and luckily it says small weeds. So here's the plan, and as you can see, we've lost £300 due to our maintenance fees, which is, I think, a bit much, but I don't know. What do you think? Should we credit that, or should we just keep it as is, go from there, kind of thing? I also wanted to ask about helpers. What do you reckon? Do you think using helpers is fine? I haven't really thought of that as a rule, I suppose you could say. More so, yeah, just it would cost money. That's the only thing, really. Anyways, I've had to think about this as well, and I think we are going to return it because I have found an actual roller that seems a bit more appropriate for us on the farm, one that actually rolls. Now, in the mod description for this, it does state that it does fertilize, but not that you would use it for fertilizer, but you think that being a roller it would roll as well. Anyways, it is a lovely mod. It looks really nice. It's very highly detailed, I would say, but unfortunately it's just not good for us. So we are going to head to the shop here. We need to get ourselves we need a weeder first and foremost, but we will see what the shop can do for selling wise. If they will give us full credit for this roller, then that would be brilliant, but we will have to chat with them when we arrive there. In the meantime, we'll take the long journey to the shop to purchase a weeder. Right, so we are at the shop now. I'm going to just very quickly run in and see if they will accept the return of this, even though we've used it. See if they'll give us full credit for it, and then we can purchase our weeder. As always, top quality service here at Clever Motors. Really appreciate dealing with them. They've given it full refund back and said consider it used as a demo, and I thought that is top. Top quality indeed. Right, let's go down here to the category for weeders. I will show you very quickly. This is the roller in question that we will purchase. Nice thing about it, it's actually cheaper than the other one, and it's a nice bright green as well. So yeah, that's what we'll use. It's a shame we couldn't do it with our linseed, but we will definitely do it with our next field. Right, go to weeders. We'll go back to the one we saw there for 750. This one is cheaper, but it's not as wide. And this one we can run at 40 horsepower. I think we should be fine. So we can switch up the colors, but really, I mean, yeah, I think it's fine in the very bright red. Can we change this up? Oh, it's kind of nice actually to have the different colors there. We'll go for the dark grey on the blades themselves. Brilliant, £750. We have purchased that. We'll get into the 35. And we'll get connected and take the journey back to the farm. And we can get our linseed field all weeded and ready. That's the last thing, really. Well, we do have to get fertilizing done as well. Oops, sorry mate, pardon, he's off to the market, it would seem. We do have to get the fertilizing done as well, but there is no major rush on that considering the fact that we kind of have it fertilized, but it would be nice to get it properly fertilized. So yeah, I think we'll do the weeding and we'll focus on fertilizing that field later on. As long as we do it before we can't go into the field anymore, because we are using crop destruction, of course. But yeah, in the meantime, we'll make our way back to the farm. Right, so we'll just start on this corner here. And now we should be able to drive into the field, right? Yes, okay, we are good for all tyres and tracks, which is good because that's what we have. Now, do we turn it on? No, it's just very simple. We just drive through the crop. Now this should get rid of all the weeds. I'll be very surprised if it doesn't. I'll be more disappointed, if anything, if it doesn't, but we shall see. I think it's working, but these are all weeds, are they not? Oh, I think it is working. Are we driving over them, or is it actually getting rid of them? Or are these the same sort of thing? I suppose. Well, there is nothing behind us. Must be doing something. Oh yes, I've seen just there that it's actually destroyed one. Well, that is brilliant then. That is good. Some good news at least. We have a mechanical weeder working, which is really nice. Again, I think most of the weeds are getting destroyed by the tracks before we actually even get to the weeds themselves. But this is quite the process indeed. See, this is the kind of job that I would be kind of willing to pay a helper for. You know, someone from the village that wants to help out with the challenge. But again, I am still paying them, and I'm still paying them a full price. It's not like getting any sort of discount just because they're, you know, just because we're doing a challenge or whatever. But oof, come on. Right, there we go. Back down this way. See, I'm not entirely. I mean, I would like to do some woodworking that we could do if we weren't doing this, and I think that would be a nice thing to do. It's just about the money. How much money is this worth spending on weeding, right? Let's have a look though and see how we're doing for weeds in this instance. It's coming along all right. It's coming along all right, and very slowly indeed. I think I would like to look into a sprayer in the future. This is just something that will get us started at least. We do have to be conscientious of the funds, because even, I mean, to be honest, we will be able to make some fairly decent money from all of our woodworking and eco-hauling and all that. But I would also like to try and do as many of the jobs as possible myself, especially the jobs I've never done. And this, even though it is very slow, and here we're going to put some cruise control on, even though it is very slow and fairly tedious, it is still a job that I've never done, especially on this series. So I wonder if we can get some lights. There we go, it's a bit better. But yeah, I think what we'll do then is we will crack on with this. Now, I don't know if I'll get all of it done in one time lapse, because it might take longer than the amount of time for a time lapse, but nevertheless, we do have to get it done. Just want to get back onto my straight path here and see that we are killing weeds. There we go, beautiful. Right, well, I think we'll crack on with it. I'm going to try and go straight on from here so that we don't do too much swerving around. It makes it a bit easier to kind of manage it. But yeah, we're enjoying the beautiful scenery as we destroy some weeds. Right, well, this hopefully hasn't been as painful for you to watch as it has been for me to do, but as I've said, I've never really properly used mechanical weeders in the past, so if I'm going to use them, I might as well use them in the most challenging way possible. Also, I think that this particular weeder is a bit too much of a power requirement for the tractor. I think it was actually 40 horsepower requirement for the weeder, and we can do about 37, so I think that's on me for doing that. I don't know if it would have been quicker doing the 2 meter and then going at full speed, which I think was only 10 anyways, but like, well, how did it miss that weed there? I just don't understand. So it is a bit frustrating using the mechanical weeder. I think this will probably be I'm very, very glad that I only spent £750 on it. So we'll probably get about £500 back from it when we inevitably sell it. But this could be a job that I set on a helper in the future. You know, call up some... yeah, like, why didn't it get that there? I don't understand. One of the market people, maybe their kid wants to make a few pound or whatever, doing a bit of weeding on the fields. But yeah, nevertheless, we are nearly done now, so I will do the very last bit and the tidying up, of course, off camera. But all that being said, we now have a de-weeded, nearly, linseed field. Alright, well that is done. We are done with the weeding. So that's good at least. I do think that in the future I would really prefer to use a sprayer. In fact, let's have a quick look. So fertilization wise, we are going to use this fella here, so that's good for just for fertilizer, which is absolutely fine. Yes, it goes 12 kph, but it does 10 meters, so that's pretty good. We can handle that. For sprayers now, we should have some small ones. Yeah, we even have this handheld one, but I think this will be the one that we opt for. Again, it's only 8 kph at 8 meters, but it can do liquid fertilizer as well. So maybe that would save us the instance of buying 2 separate things. But the problem is that we have to buy the pallets or the IBCs. But we do have the option for smaller ones. But again, it's still very expensive for what it is, whereas we can get fertilizer much, much cheaper. So yeah, that's the other difference with herbicide, is that you have to, or spraying rather, is that you have to pay for the massive tank of herbicide. So there is caveats to both options, but I think we're doing all right so far. But I think we'll give the 35 here a bit of a rest, because the next thing we're going to do is we are going to remove some more trees. So I don't know. Now, I did cut one down over here. I'm going to have a bit of a fly up, just have a look at our state of everything and see. So there are some massive trees over there. Right, so we could do a nice longer field as well. Basically, where my kit is right now, there are no trees, so we could start a field there and then cut down those two orange ones. There's a small one in the way, and then there are some big ones here as well. So it might not be as big of a field as this if we were to make a secondary field, but we'd have another field. Because some of those trees, I mean, there's quite a few, and we don't want to go cutting down all of them. So here we'd have at least maybe that orange one, and then that big one there, and then these two orange ones, and that other small one, and then we'd have a nice open space for another field. Now, we can't put it too close to this. We'd have to leave a bit of a gap, so maybe we could keep this one tree just to keep that gap for us, and then or something close at least, and then we could yeah, get another field in. So we'll have a look at that in just a moment, but we really should at least clear a few of these trees out the way, and that gives us an opportunity to sell some more as well. The other option is to just come up to here. We could come straight up to here, and then that would give us a bit more, not on the path of course, but basically from our field here now, from here up to here, and then we could just curve it as far over as we can, as close to here as possible, even cut down that one tree, come all the way out here, as close to these trees as we can, and then sort of curve it this way, and then down, and then that would give us a bit more open space as well. Kind of come to here, and then yeah, it would go like that. So it would be a very funny shaped field, kind of like this one. But the nice thing is that when we harvest them, we can combine them after we harvest them, so we can do one big field of some kind. But anyways, we will get the John Deere all prepared, and then we can start cutting some trees. Right, so we are ready for some tree cutting. So I think this little one is going to go, just based off the way that these trees are positioned. It would be nice to clear all this brush out the way. Eventually we'll turn this into field area, but I don't know how far this way we will go. Maybe these two will go as well, and then we can kind of have it go this way, and then so that will be two large trees, this little one, this one here, that one there, that big one as well, and then go from there and see, because that could be a reasonable space, especially if we cut those two and come up to here. It might be a bit shorter, but it'll be a bit wider. So I think, yeah, if we keep those ones, we will start with this big one here, and we'll just get them cut. So I'm going to get all the trees cut that we need cut, so that we can start sort of hauling them out, because yeah, we can't really do anything until they are gone. So right, so that's that one. We might as well get it stripped so we can see what we're doing. Now this is the kind of thing that I will not be putting into a time lapse, as I've said before. I don't mind doing it while I'm yammering on, but for the most part this will be done off camera, just to show you at least which trees are being cut and what's going to happen with them once they are cut. There we go. Now this one is a bit more difficult to process, so yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes. This one as well will be quite difficult to process, but it has to go anyways, if we can cut it. Oh wow, we can't. Right, that's fine. There we go. Brilliant. I'll at least get the trees cut that we're going to cut off on camera. I'll cut them down and then I'll process them off camera and go about the transportation and all that as well. Go down here. Brilliant. See, I've decided that the money that we're spending on fuel for the chainsaw, which isn't really a chainsaw, is going to be basically paying for the stump removal. That's how I've got that figured out now, which I think is a good a pretty good shout. I'm quite pleased about doing it that way. So we'll put that there. Is that big thing there? Okay. There's another tree. Where have I put that other small tree? Here we are. Now, can this one be processed as well the same way? Yes, it can. Brilliant. So we'll just put these longer ones here, and they can be taken at the end, pretty much. Because, yeah, so that will be, and then, of course, as I say, these two trees as well, and we'll just bring all of our kit just on the other side of the trees. I'll probably do that before I cut those ones down so we don't destroy the kit. And then when we do have a full trailer of trees, trailer and John Deere AMT full of trees, then we'll head over to the sawmill and get them sold. Right, there is the sell point just ahead, and from the shadow of the trees you can see that it is you can't even see the top. It is our biggest load of trees yet. It has to be. It is literally 2 large trees that I've managed to get on here, and I think we're going to get some nice cash from this. The thing is, we're not even trying to get cash at this point. We are literally just clearing land. There are 2 trees on here though, I promise you that, so it should be a really good sum. Not too bad, £2,600. Now I know the smaller that you cut them, the less you get, and I did have to cut a few that I cut too big and I wasn't able to lift, so that's probably why some of it was a bit cheaper. But still, that's great. We still have 4 or 5 more trees to actually chop up and get sold. And we are going to do at least one more big load of them before we move on. Something that I was considering though is getting some sort of switch up to this trailer. I wonder if it would be more beneficial to get the wood trailer, but no, I don't think so, because those pieces have to be fairly long to fit in the bracket, whereas this, at least we can sort of have some of them stay on. Anyways, we shall see how it all goes, but yeah, I did get the big orange tree, and then one of those big spruces, I think they are. And now we might as well focus on these 2, as the only other trees we have. Here, I'll shut the engine down. Will be this one, and I did get the smaller of the 2. So yeah, that's pretty good then. I'm very pleased about that. So it will be this one and these 2. Now these 2 to process will... Oh, I've lost them now completely. Blimey, where have they gone? There we go. Yeah, these 2 are fairly straightforward, so here's to hoping that we get a nice chunk of money from these trees. But we'll do this again off camera, get them processed, and we'll see you at the sell point. Alright, here we are with yet another load of wood. This one's not as substantial as the last, but we did manage to get those 2 big trees, and because they're quite light once you get them. Oh nice, that was even more. I think that's the way to go. That's the better of the 2 trees, is those really tall, skinny ones that don't have much sort of brush on them. Makes for a much better cut, and you can actually have them to be a lot longer because they're not as wide, so they're a bit better for cutting in that regard. I imagine that would be the reason why. Anyways, you know what? There is only one... well, not even a full tree left to process, so we might as well just get it cleared out. We are nearly done with those trees, and then I think any space that is there, we will maximize it and get a new field in. We will save the cultivating for the next episode, but we really are on our way. I mean, look at that. We're over 7,000, which is amazing. Now that's going to go fairly quickly. I suppose we will probably keep the weeder. Oh, I did check, by the way, and I thought that 8 kph was slow, but that is the maximum speed of it. I thought it was 10, but no, it is in fact 8. So that is really good. Yeah, this one was too big to take. Yeah, that one's still too heavy. And then for the most part, it's just little bits. This is a terrible type of tree to process, but other than that, I think we are pretty well all done. So I'm going to get this one processed, and then we'll take it over, get it sold, and then we'll see the space that we have to cultivate for next time. Alright, well, we definitely look like a porcupine, to say the very least. We didn't even get all of that tree processed. They just do not fit very nicely. As you can see, they don't quite stack the same as the other trees. They just don't have the same well, stacking capabilities, I guess. There's lots of collisions and all that on these very spindly trees like the oak and all that. Anyways, let's see what we get for it. 1800, yeah, I wasn't expecting a whole lot because we didn't get as much tree in, but we're nearly at £10,000, which I would say is pretty fantastic. And you know what? I want to end this episode over £10,000, so I am going to go back. I wasn't going to, but I am going to go back and finish that tree off. I thought I could get it in one, but it's just far too, yeah, I don't even know the term, spindly and whatever, collision, yeah. Oh, is that bit that I've lost there? I think it is. Right, well, we'll collect that on the way, and we'll get the rest of the tree processed as well. Alright, here we are with the final load, probably as well the most difficult load to load. I have no idea what happened with one of these trees. It was like, yeah, I don't even know. Let's just get it sold. So yeah, not even, oh, you're joking, not even £1,000. Well, that is a shame. I was really hoping to end on 10,000. Well, at the very least, we can head back over to the farm, have a look from above just to see how everything looks. And maybe we lost a tree along the way that can get us just over that, towards 10,000. But nevertheless, that's absolutely fine. That last tree was absolute rubbish. If I can avoid cutting any of those oak or birch, or even the birch was fine, but mostly like the oak and all those, if I can avoid cutting those, then I think we'll be better off for it, because, oh, they're just rubbish. So if anything, I might even try and just attach the whole bloody tree to the AMT and just take it all as one, just to be done with it, because chopping each little branch, it just is a mess, absolute mess. So if for whatever reason we decide that we want to plant some trees in the future, they are definitely not going to be anything but pine or spruce, really. Okay, let's park this up here. Yeah, like these are a mess as well. What is that? That's a pine, but when they're nice and big, it's not so bad. This is spruce is all right, but it's these ones here. Yeah, I think it is the pine that is really good, especially when they are fully grown. Really, really good. So anyways, as you can see, it looks much more open. So we'll have a quick fly up and just see how we are doing. That is a reasonable space. I am very pleased about that. We could even take down this tree right in front of the of our house. Call it a house. I think I will, because we can extend the field straight up to essentially up to here, and and then the tree would just not be as in the way. We can put all of our kit, kind of tuck it in over here. I might even take down this tree and just lay down a bit of gravel or dirt or something, so that we can actually see our equipment. It's all hidden away in the bush, but I'm very pleased about this space here. So essentially we'll go all this way. We'll keep as much of a gap as we can between the two fields, and it should be fine to keep a bit of a gap in there, but we'll go all the way down to that tree, come up, and then up along that edge of the trees and over, and then by that point we'll have like that much of the area, because we only own this much area, and the next ones are 53 and 60,000. Up if we go is 50, so that's alright, but yeah, we shall see how it goes. But so far, so good, and I'm really looking forward to the fact that we can start farming. Proper farming to earn money, not just eco and trees and all that, but really getting some farming in, and I look forward to that. So that does do us for the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. It is always hectic on Survival Challenge, truly adapting to the challenge of the challenge itself. So far so good though. I'm enjoying the process. I hope you are as well. If you do enjoy the series or you enjoyed the video, a cheeky thumbs up really does help out the channel, and please subscribe. So until the next one, please do take care, and bye for now.